Want to see a dead rat? Story 3, SOS. Shrimp boats is a-comin', their sails are in sight. Shrimp boats is a-comin', there's dancin' tonight. The acrid smell of burning leaves slips through our kitchen window. My mother is breading shrimp for dinner, a rare meatless Friday night treat. She is singing. I have just gotten home from St. What in the hello goes on there? Catholic school. That day the African missionaries, mostly very white and very, well, not African, visited our 5th grade class. I was 10. I was pious. I was going to be the Pope. I also learned that you could enter the seminary, a boarding school, in high school. This would mean leaving home, freedom, a vocation, and 2 new, safe destinations, Africa and the Vatican City. Now, as I said, my mother was the daughter of quietly devout Missouri sharecroppers. Her 2 older sisters finished 8th grade and took jobs as domestics. Within a year, realizing there would be no opportunity for further education ever, each applied for admission to convent schools and subsequently became teaching nuns. My mother was therefore able to attend high school at the novitiate, and she was more than familiar with the process of choosing a vocation. So when I tell her that I want to become a priest, a missionary in fact, she falls to her knees enraptured. For unto us a child is born, for unto us a son is given, for unto us a son is given. No. What she did say is, oh, and why do you want to do that? Why, to be special, to get out of the house. Nope. What I do say is, to save people's souls? Well, she replies, if that's your reason, you may want to think about it some more. What? But that's not all that happened that year that may have helped me on my quest to choose a destination and to consider an alternate vocation. Tommy Lament, my classmate, is a mess. He is unkempt and often unbathed, neglected, marooned, dying of emotional hunger, likely. He appears in the stream of my memory only a few times. He is first sitting in the desk next to me. He has a pencil from which the eraser is AWOL, exposing the metal cylinder. This he is twisting into the meat of his hand until a circlet of blood seeps to the skin. This he sucks. He finds a fresh sight and repeats. A hue and cry is raised. I don't really recall, but perhaps I raised it. He next appears on Donut Day, a much-anticipated event in which students raise money for the school by selling boxes of donuts, chocolate, glazed, and what's the point, plain. I don't know what the infraction is, if there is one, but our teacher, Sister Mary, terribly unhappy, is shrieking and hurling a box of donuts at him. The box ricochets off his chest and donuts skitter across the polished maple floor. Sister Mary interrupts the first line of shrieking with a second, like one runaway train crashing into another. And I am not paying for those, referring to the donuts which have come to a trembling halt. If donuts could pee themselves, these certainly would have. In the flickering light of my memory, he is now in front of the class, his greasy forelocks in her grip, his head repeatedly smashing into the blackboard. Shriek, air, bang, blood. Shriek, air, bang, blood. God's fearful symmetry. Some days later, the scene changes, undoubtedly after some heavenly intervention. Now Tommy is Sister Mary Unhappy's pet. She chooses him to play Romeo. He fails to learn his lines. "O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?" "Hey, I'm over here." He is beaming. Sister Mary smiles at him with what appears to be genuine affection, and likely some lurking shame. He is finally recognized positively. Truly sweet relief. In the final apparition of Tommy Lament, he is standing in front of the class, proudly displaying a trophy he says he won in the Silver Stick Skates, an annual citywide ice skating competition held on the Humboldt Park Lagoon, inclement weather permitting. I don't really believe he won it. Too incongruous. That is also the conclusion of the 5th grade brain trust, although I truly hope he did. I didn't see Tommy after 5th grade. I hope his subsequent voyage was safe and prosperous, and I am not questioning Sister Mary's vocation. She died the next year of a brain tumor. May she rest in peace. But this is about my journey, my search for a vocation, and my mother's response to my intention to become a missionary. Well, it just seems to me a person chooses their vocation to save their own soul. Oh, right. So probably not headed to Africa or the Vatican. Don't think I'd enjoy ruby slippers anyway. And even as Pope, I probably couldn't do anything for other Tommy Laments and Sister Marys, although they sure could have used a good navigator.